Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of a Fuck Around and Find Out podcast. Today is going to be a super awesome, extra special, short bus level fucking podcast. We have a professional on today. His name is AMPro, and what he does is make badass fucking edibles, gummies, shit like that. So we're super excited to have somebody that's actually going to come on and talk about, well, basically what this podcast was supposed to be about.
The last 3 weeks, right?
Yeah. So this is our first like real fucking awesome, micro level podcast we've done since we really came back. So super excited to have you.
Not gonna happen.
Heck yeah,
it's nice to meet you, bro. Yeah, that's fantastic, man. So what got you started in making and growing mushrooms to begin with? Like, what's your relationship with mushrooms?
I actually started using psychedelics when I was about 16. LSD, mushrooms, and then got out of it for a while, and then just started getting back into it about 6 years ago. And I've always been doing the edibles for THC, even though I don't consume them, because I was helping out people on basically, what you want to call it, hospice and people that were in pain.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So it was able to really make it cheaper to afford for other people. But yeah, started about 6 years ago growing and cultivating. I started with 2 prints and some mushrooms, and I I got spores off the mushrooms, ate the rest of those, and then started with spores from there. I never did the PF tech. I went straight to tubs.
Nice.
Built my own flow hood. Actual flow hood. Started out as a horizontal and then actually put it over a table just to save space. And then
fantastic.
Just went crazy from there.
Are you still doing primarily tubs?
Tubs. I kind of switched over doing half and half with tubs and bags, because I went from about 600 feet above sea level to a little bit over 5,000 foot above sea level. So it was a little bit of a learning curve.
Good drugs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's just a little bit of a learning curve there. Had some of the trim in the tubs, but other than that, I think I probably have about 30, almost 40 different cultigens, ranging from cyanescence to a bunch of cubes, mutants, some ATL, and nice. just been cultivating from there.
What's been your favorite to grow?
All of them. I've even started playing with gourmets and lion's mane.
Nice. Lion's mane is a pretty potent potentiator with psychedelics.
Yeah, I've been adding in, been doing capsules for people for microdoses for quite a few years. Since I've been starting with the lion's mane, I put about 450 milligrams of lion's mane and 50 milligrams of psilocybin in there. And then you take 2 doses, so you actually get a little bit more of the lion's mane versus the mushroom psilocybin.
Nice.
So been helping out friends and family, and got some other family members started in cultivating, and other people never thought about doing it. They're doing it now. So, yeah.
Twist their arms into it.
Yeah, when I was making a bunch of microdoses, the primary people that wanted them were like business professionals, lawyers, doctors, nurses, psychiatrists, shit like that wanted to do the microdosing. It wasn't like, some random guy that was on the street corner.
Yeah,
it was mostly professional people or smart people that wanted to do microdosing.
Exactly. You just need that little bit of perk just to let their mind relax.
Must be nice. I don't have that problem.
That's outstanding, man. So what's your favorite cultivar right now? Like, what are you growing right now?
Right now I'm in Myco Geekies. I gotta put some. I got
the monster.
Numa, the Monster Grow, Mutant Grow.
Nice.
Plus, I have ODPE. I just harvested some Fat Ghost I got from a local vendor over here that's a friend of mine, and the Brazils. And I got a bunch of stuff on plates that need to do some transfer or subculture, and then do some long-term storage and get some other stuff going.
Long term, what are you doing? You doing slants? You doing water tech?
Uh,
Castanelli?
I have a bunch of slants already with them on there, but I'm going to switch over and start doing water tech.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know, 450 milliliter vials.
Oh,
And
man.
what's your favorite agar?
I'm going to try yours here soon. I'm going to borrow a friend's grinder so I can do the brown rice, but usually like MEA for the most part. I've messed around with all different kinds of stuff.
The brown rice flour dextrose agar really takes off. It really does a really good job.
I assume like I've heard Wombat talking about he was testing stuff and freezing it. I assume the brown rice agar would actually hold up better instead of starting to leach out the water when it thaws.
Yeah, and one of the things about it though is that it gels up fast because it has the starches in it already, kind of make it thick. So
there's no waiting for it to get down to 200.
You gotta pour it hot.
230.
You gotta pour it hot, but that actually kind of helps with contamination. Because you pour it hot, it's not going to contaminate.
Exactly.
Now you'll get a little bit of condensation on them, but if you leave them in a stack in front of your flow hood, they kind of even out the temperature, and then they reabsorb all the water. So it's
okay. Yeah, I usually would do a jar of hot water up on top of them just to try to equalize it out.
Yep, I do the same thing.
Works the same way. Yeah, works great.
One of my backgrounds is actually the culinary arts, so not trained there, but self-taught.
Outstanding. A lot of us enjoy cooking.
Good Eastern Iron Chef shit going on up in this bitch.
Oh yeah, we're always sharing recipes. We're always like giving each other tips and sharing different types of rubs and barbecue and stuff like that. So
plus we have Farrell, who has the best steak salt in the world. So
we do have that.
I'll send y'all some prime rib rub I made.
Oh, nice! And we'll have to send you some Farrell steak salt as well. It's basically steak salt, but I grow all the ingredients for it and make it all myself. So. It's the only thing I don't make is the salt itself. So everything else in it that is all made here.
Yeah.
So,
it's a recipe I came up with in the kitchen for doing prime rib, and then discovered that it tastes different on everything. Using it on the hash browns in the morning and chicken in the evening or whatever else.
Outstanding. So, definitely always happy to trade everything.
Heck yeah.
So what's your let's talk a little bit about your edibles and stuff, dude. What got you into gummies? And are you using one of those things called? My wife has one. It's the thing that extracts all of the. It's like a.
Oh, not Vivor. That's Levor.
Yeah. No. It's that they just basically press a fucking button and it does everything for the.
Yeah, it's the Ronco of weed.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually using distillate.
Okay.
It comes already, activated, and it's usually right around 90%. All of my stuff I have COAs on.
Yeah.
And then, I can do it from flour, but it takes a little bit longer. Decarbonate and extracting it from there.
Yeah, she convinced me that she had to fucking have this damn thing. And,
you're talking about your butter maker?
Yeah. Yeah, but it does like extracts and stuff, but what it cranks out is so fucking potent, it's almost unusable. The way that she made it, so she had to make some honey, right? So she loaded the fucking like little basket up with like maximum amount of fucking flour she could put in there. Put it in there, ran the full cycle, the syrup came out like black, right? And then she's like, here, try this. So she ended up taking like maybe 1.5 ounces of fucking flour and turning it into like 120 mils of freaking honey, right? And she's like, here, try this. and like her friends would take just like a little bit on their finger and then like lick it and just be gone. And it was just so potent it was unusable. It ever since then she hasn't really wanted to use it very much. And I was like,
Scared herself.
Can you use it as a cut and just add it into more butter?
Right.
See, that's what I would do as a reasonable human being. However, it couch locked my wife who smokes weed every day, and she was like a little bit scared about it after that. So it's just been kind of gathering dust.
It's pretty much the point of edibles usually is the couch
right?
lock.
No, I like edibles, but I like to take I'll occasionally do THC edibles when I get hurt. Because I can't do opioids. I'm allergic. I mean, I can't do like NSAIDs. I'm allergic to NSAIDs. So like I can't take like Tylenol or ibuprofen or anything like that because I'm like terribly allergic to it. So like occasionally I eat like a half a gummy worm, right? And just enough to get like just so everything stops fucking hurting. And I get like a little bit of a body high. But I don't like to be like out my freaking mind. One time I hit my wife's fucking vape one time, right? Because she's like, "Here, try this. See if you can make it work." And she just wasn't like sucking on it hard enough, right? Which is sometimes I mean, you know, it happens to women sometimes. It happens to women sometimes. But she just wasn't sucking on her. So I I didn't realize like I would have power hit it, and
those professional lips.
I didn't realize I had watched fucking Little Mermaid twice, right? Like I sat on the sofa and she's like, you've watched this twice. I'm like,
just you and Sebastian stuck in this thing.
I lost like 2 hours, like literally lost 2 hours, and like watched Little Mermaid fucking twice. She's like, we're gonna change the channel because I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah, the last time I was actually able to smoke pot, relax, and enjoy it was down in Jamaica. And
garbage bags for $10.
Oh yeah, totally. Walking around with big old sticks.
Wow.
And they're walking around construction workers with a joint hanging out of their mouth.
I was working up on cell towers and they were smoking, and they would push off the cell tower around me from the rope, the safety rope, to pass to the next person, and then swing back around me. And we're talking in the air.
Damn. I'd actually like to see that. It's like circus tricks, but with weed.
Right? Jamaica Soleil.
Yeah.
So what got you into making your psilocybin edibles?
Just because I was cultivating, figure out how to get them in there. And, it's just ended up, I first tried with the fruit itself, and that the texture is just all wrong. You actually have
it's gritty.
Yeah, it's super gritty. And that was just a microdose bear, 4 milliliter mold, and then just do extracts from there and put it in, and then.
So are you just dehydrating them?
Yeah, dehydrating, and then powder them up from there, and then make the extracts.
Would you mind walking us through like how to make like a simple extract?
Dual or single?
Just a single, just like starting out, like something that like our listeners who are just growing at home, something they can do that's kind of easy, so that they can like kind of have like a concentrate that's a little bit more stable, that they could, add to teas or add to edibles or add to food items or something for later on.
Yeah, it's just essentially just make your you grind up your fruit, put it in your water, and then just like slowly simmer it, reduce it down, strain it off, and if you need to reduce it down to make it a little bit stronger, and use like a dark bottle and a eyedropper. Just all depends on the ratio you're using. You can always do the math. It's like, hey, I put 32 grams of mushrooms in here. I reduce it down to 32 ml, so every gram's 1 ml, and then you go from there.
You get a lot of people who are worried about heat affecting the psilocybin.
It's more the water that deteriorates it than the heat, because you're not going up over 212 degrees, and if you're at higher altitudes, it's not getting over like 208.
Okay.
So it doesn't really degrade with heat until it gets closer to like 275, something like that. So you're safe for the most part, but it's just you kind of have to seal it off because it'll dephosphorylate itself. Basically, water gets to the psilocybin, turns it to psilocin, creates a water molecule, and then goes right back to the psilocybin and degrades it that way.
Okay.
So there's a shelf life on it, but if you keep it in a cool, dark place, it'll last a little bit.
Can they freeze the ice cubes?
Yeah, you can. You can also use like a freeze dryer and actually make it, dehydrate all the water out of there.
You motherfuckers give me so much shit for my freeze dryers. You motherfuckers. Okay, so like I have 2 freeze dryers, like big ones, and these fucking 3 assholes give me so much shit about having a freeze dryer. And I'm like, I love it.
If I had the money, I would have one. I'm just saying.
Yeah, same here.
Now, I will strongly suggest you don't freeze dry whole, like, psilocybin mushrooms. They become so fucking fluffy, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like, a handful of them, once frozen, huh?
Bag a feel with them. That's about it.
Yeah, once you could take a handful of ODPE, right? Not maybe 12 ounces of freaking ODPE. And or 12, not even, I'd say maybe 3.5 ounces, and then freeze dry that shit, grind it up, and it expands to fill a quart jar. Like it becomes so fucking fluffy. Now, one thing that it's good at is that you can make an extraction from it very easy at that point, but the actual powder is completely fucking unusable for trying to pack it into like pill form and stuff, because the normal like double aught or the triple aught pills that I usually use, I can fit about 700 milligrams of just regular dried stuff in there.
Yeah.
But freeze dried, you're lucky to hit 200 milligrams. That's with packing it like 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
Like
explodes all the cellular walls, so it turns out fluffier, and it helps with extraction. Really, but yeah, I have double odd, and I can get almost 500 milligrams in them, packing them real tight.
Yeah,
just takes a little bit more time.
I use the triple lot, and I remember, I don't remember what brand of pill maker I have, but it does like 100 at a time, and yeah, man, that thing is great. I love it. It's like made out of hard plastic, and you could really go to town with it. It's good stuff.
The all-in-one capsule is a place you can get the 100 ones.
Oh, that's what it is. I think it's all-in-one. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Now, how long is the shelf life of like the gummy bears?
Huh?
The shelf life of gummy bears, that's it. That extends your period of time, I'm assuming, right?
A little bit. As far as like... I've had potency... It starts really degrading after a month, roughly. Is the way I'm doing it. I've heard the tapioca starch works better, or the tapioca syrup, but it's hard to say. The only thing I'll eventually do is just send it out for testing.
Besides, like, I have pills that I have made, and I've gone back to them a year later, and they're just as potent as the day I freaking made them, or at least to me they are. Like, they still rock my world. Is there a way to make an extract or an edible that lasts like at least a year or better, or is there a way to store them that makes them last a long time?
Just storing them dry as possible. There's let's see, like I sent the silly stick recipe to you, and it's all dried mushrooms in there. It's just keeping it dry. Those, I've had some of those for over a year, and they're just as potent. But when it starts actually getting around that water, it just kind of, the potency starts degrading.
Hey, can you explain to our listeners what a silly stick is?
You know what a pixie stick is?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those, but with psilocybin mushrooms in it.
Hey, I got a question. You know how you can buy those honey straws? Has anybody made psilocybin honey straws?
It wouldn't be too hard.
Mad honey straws.
Oh no, I mean like blue honey straws. Like you can buy like around here anyway. Honey straws are kind of a big thing. Like people who have people who keep their bees and stuff like that will make these little bitty like honey straws. There's a machine that does it as well that'll fill up like a whole thing, and they just have like a heat cutter that and makes them. But it would be really simple to make. I think for anybody could make it with a heat sealer.
Yep, that's how I seal up the ends of my sticks.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty cool. Like, because I know that like blue honey lasts a long time.
Yeah, it does. Especially when it starts crystallizing, getting all that extra water out of there.
Well, blue honey straws would be kind of neat to go to a rave with or something, or go to a certain music festival.
Yeah.
I've heard of those things existing.
I'm actually that is the music festival starts on the day that I get off for like 7 days. So
Airplane ticket?
Hey, my wife is leaving here shortly to go to fucking Disney World without me. And it's cost $5,000 fucking dollars. $5,000 for her Disney World trip. Because she has to stay at this fancy fucking resort. I think it's called the Polynesian. Like they have like fire fountains and fancy shit. It just opened up. So I was like, I'm going to take a fucking vacation by my damn self then. Y'all going off and playing. I'm going to do my own thing. So I'll probably come up with you guys.
Perfect. You can fly up and Meister can pick you up he lives right by the airport.
You guys would fucking take my kidneys. I fucking know you would. God damn it. Come back.
They're worth a lot of money, dude.
Yeah, they are. Shit.
Is that festival out east or out west?
It's out east.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
back
east.
I didn't know if you're talking about Burning Man or something like that.
No, fuck no. We would never go to Burning Man. Are you kidding me? It's too many fucking people and too sucky of a fucking crowd of goddamn people. A bunch of bitches there.
If we're being exact, that festival is actually really close to the geographical center of North America. So it's not out anywhere, really.
It's literally where they would nuke with an EMP.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah. If you were to blow up an EMP over this area, it would take out, most of North America and Canada and parts of Mexico. Yeah.
It's definitely central then.
Yeah, and now we're on every fucking imaginable watch list. Like all of them.
We finally made it to the last one.
Yes, we finally did. God, we should cut. We should have we should issue what do you call those bingo cards to everybody?
A watch list bingo.
Yeah, watch list bingo. How many watch lists can we get on in one episode? But all right, this is great. Does anybody have any other questions? Because I have like a billion questions. Like I can keep fucking asking questions to the rest of the fucking show.
You're doing pretty good. I'm enjoying the ride and just adding colored commentary once in a while.
So you talked about doing a single extraction. Is the double extraction? Is that the one that involves alcohol, right?
Yes. Do your alcohol extraction just so you get the other tryptamines and other chemicals out of it, and then your psilocybin, psilocin out of it on your water extraction, and then join the two.
Then do you evaporate that whole extraction off?
Yeah. And just bring it down to the desired ml, and your approximate strength from there.
Okay, how does our listeners how do I do this? How do they heat that up without blowing them fucking selves up? You definitely don't want to do that over an open flame.
No.
Right?
You don't even need to heat it up, really.
Well, you can do it in a water bath. I would say water bath method, something like that.
You can, but if you could just put it in front of a fan, it'll evaporate it that much faster.
Yeah, especially alcohol. If it was just the alcohol, but water takes a little bit longer.
Is there a particular alcohol, like ethanol, or like wood alcohol?
Ethanol. Ethanol. You want to use like Everclear. Stronger the better. 190.
Okay.
And it also evaporates faster after that too. All the extractions and tinctures and stuff with THC, I use that with just to break it down because it's a solvent.
Is there an easy like gummy recipe that people can experiment with? Like
I think Deadpool was going to put the link up. I would go the Gelotech, so you don't have much in there. Basically, as in trying to buy a candy dispenser, you can always just make them into a tray and then cut them up from there. You can also put in the formulation to figure out the potency versus weight, or potency per part if they're all the same weight. Just the Gelotech. It's just some Jello, some corn syrup, sugar. Actually, no sugar because it's in the Jello. I was thinking about the from scratch recipe, and
so you want to use the pre-sweetened flavored gelatin?
Yeah. Put up one that's sugar free for those people that can't have sugar as well.
Can they just use the regular sugar free Jello?
Yeah, it's the portions are a little bit different because that comes out a lot liquidy, more liquidy. And you have to be careful so it doesn't overheat and boil up and then foam up, because the gelatin in there will actually foam up, because marshmallows are actually made out of egg whites and gelatin and corn syrup.
Can I give a cool little tip about keeping that shit from foaming up?
Yes.
Yeah, just give it a little pat of butter. So just a little bit of butter. It breaks the surface tension and keeps that shit from foaming up. The same stuff we use to make jams and jellies on a massive scale here at the farm.
Also works when you're cooking macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah,
macaroni and cheese is in a pat of butter. That's a fucking cow's worth of butter, right?
Boiling pasta, we just put a splash of oil in there so it helped break the surface tension.
Yeah.
Same effect. Yep.
Yeah, I just heat it up slowly so I don't have to worry about putting any extra fat in there and change the texture of it.
Can you ever use pectin, like regular, like gelling pectin?
You can. I'm actually supposed to figure out a recipe for that.
I think that you can also buy unflavored gelatin. Gelatin.
Yeah. The Gelotech, you actually have to use like 4 packets of that to actually bring up the gelatin in it, so it actually firms up.
Gotcha.
Have you tried probably the most easily available pectin is going to be like the ball pectin.
Yeah, Sure Gel.
Like the Sure Gel and the ball pectin. They're using that for people, but you can buy it online on Amazon really fucking cheap. Like I buy it by 5-pound bags, and I think it's like $27 for 5-pound bags. What I buy it for.
For our U.S. listeners, you can find it in Walmart, but it's in the aisle where the mason jars are.
Canning
in the fruity, or not in the grocery store.
Okay. It's going to be in the canning stuff. Some people in smaller grocery stores, it'll be next to the cake mixes on the top by the yeast.
Yep.
You'll also find that. It's in a white package with some orange lettering or pink lettering, depending on how old it is. It'll say Sure Gel, SUR-gel.
JEL. Yep.
Yeah.
Spell with a J.
And it works really good. One thing that I would give is a tip for Sure Gel is that do not follow the goddamn directions. Throw them fucking shit out.
Yeah, you're not making jelly.
Yeah, you're not making jelly. And one of the things that I've found is that Sure Gel, as you cook it, what you're basically doing is you're taking a form of protein and you're stretching it out, right? And then once it contacts with glucose, with sugars, it tightens up. So cook your stuff and bring your liquid to a boil with the Sure Gel in it. And then at the very fucking end, right before you want it to gel, dump all your damn sugar in there at once. And then stir it real quick. It'll turn glassy looking on the top. I keep a couple of spoons in the freezer whenever I'm trying to make something that's going to gel up, so I can dip the spoon in the boiling liquid. And if the liquid runs down the spoon and forms a drip at the end, but the drip does not fall off, it's done. It's ready to fucking can. It's also ready to put or whatever you want. But what you're basically doing with this is that you're stretching out when you're cooking that protein. And when you add the glucose, it goes wham, and it turns into a little tight spring again when it hits that glucose. And it's a very quick process. That usually when I'm making jam or jelly, I bring everything to a freaking boil. But after the time that I add the sugar to the time that it's going to where its final is, either it's in jars or it's into being piped into molds for some sort of edible or jelly or gummy, is like maybe a minute to 2 minutes. It speeds up the process from an hour to like 11 minutes, 12 minutes. So that's my tip.
Plus, you're also raising the temperature up to reduce it down too.
Yeah.
Because like candies and stuff like that, you're bringing it up to like the soft crack stage, or soft or hard crack, and then from there cool it down and then make your candies. If you're gonna make taffy or something, you're stretching it from that point to make it airy and light. And then
to explain to our listeners just a little bit, when he's talking about that, what you do is you bring your like Caro syrup or your sugar mixture with whatever you want to add it, or flavorings and everything else, to a boil. You have your candy thermometer in there, and then you have your bowl of water, and you'll take a little bit out and you drop it into the water, and then you'll immediately feel it. Is it tacky? Did it dissolve? Did it make a like a cracking sound? They'll call that hard, crack, obviously. But if it's a little gummy ball that forms in the bottom of the water bowl, that's the softball stage.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to
No,
I want people to be able to listen to this and actually do it.
Or just buy a glass candy thermometer and it tells you right on it.
Yeah. I still like the old fashioned drop a drop into a bowl thing. Even if the candy thermometer says something, I still always take like whatever I'm stirring with and just let a drip fall into a bowl of water to check it, double check it,
Never hurts to double check.
Yeah, because America.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, it's I got a lot of experience in the restaurant, so half the time I start talking, people start turning their head like a dog that heard a weird noise. They're like, "What are you talking about?"
I don't mind explaining stuff, so you just keep talking, buddy, and I'll just sidetrack and explain stuff if I think it went over the average person's head.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Yeah, I don't mind explaining.
Yeah, I pretty much grew up cooking with the family and jellies and baking and stuff like that, and then ended up opening a restaurant for a little bit over 14 years and made it through COVID without even taking any PPP loans or grants.
Wow, good shit.
Got tired of employees and stuff like that, and just got burned out.
Those damn mouth breathers.
I still like them and all, but still at the same time, I'm just like, I'm done.
Yeah, my wife tries to convince me that we need a food truck. She's like, a food truck will be so much fun. I'm like, woman, you don't realize how much work that is. That's going to be food prep the entire time you're off, to cook the entire time you're on.
Yep.
So.
And then depends on what county you're in. If you go to a different county, you got to get the health department from there. You got to show a commissary where you're dumping your water.
It's
Commissary
extreme.
cooking stuff. Yeah.
In Texas, where I'm at, is extremely friendly to food trucks. So it's very, very easy. The only place that's difficult is fucking Austin.
Keep it weird.
And Austin does this weird thing where you have to go at the end of every day to this specific cleanout station, specifically for food trucks where you dispose of everything, right? Like where you have to dump your water, where you have to go and get everything clean, and everything has to be looked at every day. So, and that's weird. Like to me, it's like, why do you want them to come and look at your shit every day? But
it's so they don't reuse it and improperly handle it.
Well, yeah, I get that, but why can't I just
take it home?
Gray water literally in my garden. Like, I mean, it's gray water. It's just water that I use to rinse vegetables and shit. It's not poop and pee. I don't have, but there's just that's the only place that's weird. Everywhere else is really easy to do a food truck, and most of them have reciprocacy. So if you get a food license in one area, you just have to pay like a $75 to get in a new county.
Yep, that's like Illinois too. They just have to come check it out.
That's really fun, man.
Yeah, it's I had a category 3 Russ. I think it was category 3, or category 1, one of the two. The highest one where we could actually cook and then chill, because I was also doing smoking, reduced oxygen packaging, sous vide, and cooking for 700 people at a time sometimes.
Wow, impressive, sir.
And the kitchen was probably about 30 feet long and probably about 20 feet wide.
How many people did you have helping you?
There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in the kitchen, 30 servers, and a couple extra people.
Oh.
Yeah, that sounds like what they call cozy, I believe is the right word.
That's a big goddamn kitchen.
Yeah, it was probably it was just a little bit over 700 people was our biggest event.
Wow, outstanding, sir.
We had like 120 foot by 60 foot tent out on the property.
Nice, very good. If you were going to say your favorite edible to make with psilocybin, what would that be?
I would say the psyllysticks. Just because candy, nice and easy. You know what you're getting every time. Just because, it's just, they're easy to dose out, and I usually keep them anywhere between 250 milligrams to 500 milligrams each one. So you kind of know what you're in for the ride for. Just usually give away all the gummies for the most part. I'll partake in those every once in a while, but still like just the fruit themselves.
Is your tech to make the psyllysticks kind of like proprietary? Is it something you could share?
I sent it to Deadpool.
I got the tech. It's gonna be in the recipe thing.
Do you mind walking us through it?
It'll be on the Discord for people to, if they want to look at it, they got to join our Discord to see it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but there's a whole bunch of people we have that are going to read
that. Line, and sinker.
They're going to read that and then want to either go find a fucking video or listen to it. People learn different ways, and
exactly.
Getting walked through it would probably help solidify it in a lot of people's brains.
Well, they need to have some form of instructions if for no other reason than to throw them away and say they didn't read them.
Yeah.
God damn it. You don't realize how much that fucking pisses me off. Oh my God. So, okay, love our listeners to death. But a lot of because the people who are hardcore listen to us actually are really smart people. And they experiment, they think, and they do fucking shit. The newbies that get referred to us that don't stick around and listen to us a long time, long term. They tend to be like the Reddit class of fucking type of people that are into like the mycelium. They just want to grow in their dorm a shoebox full of dirty goddamn mycelium, or and they don't listen. They don't. You could talk to them, and it's like talking to a brick fucking wall. And they go, "Well, I saw it on Reddit that you do this, and I saw it you do that." And it's like, half of the time they're putting out specifically wrong information so that you don't compete with them, and so that you have to buy from the spore traders again and again and again and again on Reddit. So that you fail, they're like, "Oh, no problem, buddy. Yeah, I'll buy it again. I'll send you another syringe. No problem." So
first win's always free.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite grain that you use?
Let's see. I've been using a blend of Milo and rye grain berries.
Okay.
About 50-50. And then I also started using some brown rice, just mixing it up. I've used wild bird seed, oats, some farro, because somebody gave me a little 1 pound bag of it. So I'm like, might as well try this. And I used wheatgrass seed. I got off of, what you want to call it, Facebook Marketplace, because they were offering like a 20 pound bag for $10.
Oh, shit, yeah. Fuck.
All right. I'm like, I don't care if it's dirty. I can clean it up and use that.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's usually just using Milo and rye grain and just the brown rice now, just messing around with it. Not too particular on it because they all cook about the same for the most part.
They all work the same. Close enough.
So are you doing, how are you're making your grain? Are you putting it in jars? You do it in bags?
I do a little bit of both, mainly bags now, just to save on space.
Yeah, I do.
Because I can inoculate it with some liquid culture I made and then just, a couple days later, shake it, and a week and a half later, tossing it substrate pretty much.
I like about bags is I can squish it all up,
Exactly.
And I can inject straight through the bag, like, alcohol pad, wipe off a little area or spray with alcohol, and then inject straight through the freaking bag, then put a piece of tape over the injection hole, and then put it somewhere. And then instead of shaking it, like when it becomes a big clump in a jar forever, I can just squish it all up in a bag and be done. Yeah,
it makes it way easier. I was actually for my grain jars, I was using a medicine ball to actually break them up.
Are you just bouncing them off the ball?
Yeah, the medicine ball.
Dude, I've done so many grain jars that I get a fucking blister on my palm.
Oh yeah, been there.
I'm surprised you're not blind yet.
Yeah.
His right arm is just really well built.
It's his secret sauce for his agony.
Protein
doesn't look lonely at all.
Micronutrients.
A little bit of him in each plate.
It's like that 80s glamour shot where you have like one arm forward, you got tilted back.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna have the good arm forward.
Don't bring that up. My mom made me do that. I'll send it to you. I don't care. It's freaking hilarious. Then when my buddies did the music video to it with the screaming goat in there, it's freaking hilarious.
Outstanding.
Trimmy, he made you a Kool-Aid mix.
Sweet. Sharkleberry fan, here we come. How many Sharkleberry? How many Kool-Aid mixes do I need to make a batch?
Just one.
Perfect.
Yep, just one. Some sugar, some type of syrup, your tincture extract, or whatever you want to put in there as an additive.
Little scissor in there.
Yep. I think I got a lean recipe somewhere for THC.
So we find that most of the people that we usually have on, they're really dialed in and know what they're doing, have some sort of professional job. You know, they're not like the floor sweeper at fucking Walmart or the carpet
No.
guy. Yeah. They're usually really smart people, like they're in
I'm a professional fluffer.
professional job. Yeah. Like exactly, like Trimmy there. He takes his job very, very seriously.
Yes, sir.
So serious.
Fluffing is a very important craft. We have a union and everything.
I'm sorry. I just got a flash of like Family Guy fucking animation of like the Fluffers Union.
Yeah, can you imagine that? I mean, our going to Vegas for the fucking.
It took 46 fucking minutes until we fucking talked about something. It's a good episode. 46 minutes is a fucking record.
It has to be, yeah.
Yeah. Normally we talk about fucking dicks like right off the bat. So vaguely, what do you do to do? Yeah, vaguely, as vaguely as fucking possible. Like, what kind of industry are you in?
I'm a technician for repairing things.
Okay. Excellent.
Been at this for about a year. Before that, 14 years in a restaurant, owning and restaurant and bar. Before that, working in a chemical factory. Yeah. So it's just.
Have you made any drinks that are psilocybin drinks?
No, I have not yet.
Why?
No, I've made teas and stuff like that.
Yeah, but like cocktails.
We used to have staff outings.
Yeah.
And I'd make a big batch of it, and it was just one of those little red Solo cups. That's all you needed.
Nice.
So just run around the golf course and like, hey, you want some tea?
So you were
the Holy Communion.
So you were in the whole bartending kind of scene. If you had to make a psilocybin cocktail, how would you do that? Me, I would probably do like some sort of old fashioned.
Powerful.
Yeah, that's kind of potent. You can always do like a Long Island iced tea or something like that, something you can sip on and enjoy.
Oh, yeah, but a Long Island iced tea's got a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
Just make a screwdriver. The orange juice takes care of everything.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
So an old fashioned's got a lot of alcohol in it too. Just muddled sugar and cherries and
it can help with your extractions.
True, definitely. But yeah, it's something like that, I guess. Or do like a margarita, do a party ball.
Hell yeah! You ever do any baked
I use pictures as my glasses.
What?
You ever do any baked goods? Yeah.
No, I have not. I do more savory. Got a few different recipes, adding it into different stuff like beef stroganoff and anything that goes with mushrooms. So I can add it in at any point in time.
What's your favorite thing to make?
Spicy food. I did at the restaurant. We did Thai, Indian, Mexican, a little bit of French, Polish, like Southern cuisine, Creole, Jamaican, anything that piqued my interest I was making.
So if you were going to make, now here, I'm gonna throw a fucking like a hard ball at you here. If you were going to make a psilocybin positive fucking curry, how would you go about that? Are you gonna make a red curry, a green curry? How are you gonna do it?
Probably a green curry. And then towards the end of it, when you're finishing it, I'd toss those in just to cook it the rest of the way and homogenize the psilocybin throughout the whole thing.
Are you going to use fresh or dehydrated?
If you use dehydrated, I'd grind them up just so it basically homogenizes or gets distributed through the whole thing. Or you can, start a little bit sooner with it and actually put the mushrooms in there fresh. And there's definitely a different feeling when you're eating fresh ones versus dried.
Yeah. We really hear this scraping shit.
I don't know. I hear it too.
I hear somebody scraping something.
I hear like,
who's hitting the crack pipe?
Oh,
I think so. I think it's just somebody.
The only person not saying anything is fucking nutty.
He's just watching.
So it's not me.
He's watching anime. It's what he's doing.
I'm flipping a knife in my hand. It's hitting my ring, so.
No, I don't think it's that.
No, it sounded like a.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. It's okay. I'll remove it. I'll remove it in post production. It's okay. What are the questions you guys have? Everybody else has been fucking quiet, and I'm just over here asking a million questions because I have a million questions. I can ask questions until the fucking cows come home. But I don't ask a billion goddamn questions. I still want to know how to make like psilocybin fucking popsicles. Can you make psilocybin popsicles?
That wouldn't be too hard.
Like with his extractions. Yeah. But like I think it would be fucking great on a hot day. Like, you got you're at the golf course, you're like handing out fucking silly popsicles. I think it'd be great. Or like those
you would just make the Kool-Aid and fucking throw it in the freezer.
Yeah, but is that gonna hurt the composition? Like how much is it gonna degrade?
Well, you're doing them now. You're not gonna
I think if it's for short term it would work. As long as it's
short term work. They sell the packages where you can actually make your own like juice popsicles where, like the push-ups, the old school like juice ones. Because I was taking those and making like paleta pops without
that'd be cool.
Because you can incorporate it in there and just do it that way, whether if it's fruit ground up or the tincture or extract.
When you store your mushrooms for longer term use, how do you do that?
I have it's like a thicker poly bag that's PP5 that I actually use for sous vide and put them in with some desiccant.
So they're the oxygen resistant, non-breathable ones then?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Seal them up and they're good to go. Don't leach out plastics and all that fun stuff.
Excellent.
Or you can chew on them, get your microplastics.
Microplastics are in everything these days. I just recently learned about the whole microplastic things, and I was like, fuck. Now I need to get one of those like home big membrane filter fucking things. What do you call it?
Reverse osmosis.
Yeah, one of the big reverse osmosis system. And then I learned that the reverse osmosis filters give fucking microplastics. So I'm like, all right, what do you do? And they're like, well, if you boil it, it removes
you get an RO for the RO.
Microplastic. Yeah. Well, they're like, well, if you boil it, it removes most of the microplastics. They clump up and sink to the bottom. And I was like, I'm not going to boil all my fucking water.
Or just hit up Venmo and pick up a water distiller.
I drink a lot of water. I drink a lot.
Get a big distiller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a big distiller. We had this episode.
No, the water distiller. Water.
Oh, I was like, you could use my distiller as a bathtub. It's literally the most illegal thing I do. But we need to have an expert come on. It would be fun to talk to somebody about distilling again. I think it'd be fun. But yeah.
Shit, I've been making wine since I've been about 16.
We don't need an expert distiller. I'm the best distiller that ever lived. Just so
34 years going on now.
Nice, sir. You probably started off with like Squawky or like the prison fucking wine.
I started off with my uncle's recipe because I found it in my mom's cookbook when I was 16.
Fantastic.
And it was a simple one using like Welch's grape juice and bread yeast and sugar.
That's like basically Squawky.
That's prison. That's prison hooch right there. All you're missing is a latex glove.
Yeah, that's basically Squawky.
Using a latex balloon on top of it. So
if your wine recipe
it's fucking Squawky, that's fucking Squawky.
If it requires a toilet, there's a good chance it's prison wine. Okay?
I just planted a bunch of grapevines. So I've been, everybody kind of knows that I've been clearing a bunch of fucking land on a new farm. Well, I cleared up to 7 foot on all the trees around us. And I'm using the trees as the lattice. So every 5th tree has a grape planted under it, right next to it, like literally touching, the sides of it. So the grape goes up, it goes across the fucking canopy. I can harvest it. Now, it's an old tech. It's been around for thousands and thousands of years. Is using the grapes as a trellis. So, it provides here in Texas. We don't have a problem of not enough sun. We have a problem with too much sun and too much heat.
Yeah, I got too much sun here. It's like over 300 days of sun.
I have to do like they did when I was a kid in Florida and put posts across the fields and hang up cheesecloth or shade cloth.
Shade cloth is very expensive for the amount of land that we're doing. Like I'm doing like a 2-acre garden. So
as a kid, I saw like hundreds of acres covered in it.
Yeah, but for me, it's very expensive.
Well, yeah, they were growing shade leaf tobacco back then, though.
Yeah, that's different. I mean, I'm not growing anything anybody's addicted to. If I was growing cocaine, sure, I'll fucking, I'll throw up some shade cloth. But I'm not growing anything anybody's addicted to. I'm growing like fucking tomatoes and goddamn peppers and shit.
Hey, I'm addicted to pizza. Does that count?
This is true. Yeah. Pizza is the shit. But yeah, so I'm just using. I'm basically doing my whole landscape like an open savanna, like trimming the trees like they look like on the African safari, where they have a big canopy that's open, and the whole way up.
All the suckers off, going up.
Yeah, and it's worked really, really well so far. I have the huge wildflower bloom right now, massive amounts of freaking wildflowers, and it's beautiful. Very, very happy with it. Very, very unhappy with the cactus, which I want to shred and make mezcal out of. But I've just been shredding it back into the soil to enrich the soil at the moment. Shortly, it'll be warm enough in the evenings that it doesn't crash my yeast, and I can make mezcal.
Nice.
Oh my god!
Using a big fermentation tank or like?
I make mash when it's freaking 20 degrees below zero outside, bro. It's not too.
Yeah,
cold.
well, I don't want to fucking artificially heat it. Right now, it's in the 70s or 80s during the day and like 40s at fucking night, like 46, 47, 48 at night. And once it gets to 55 at night, then I'm good. Like I will happily fill up my big, like 275-gallon freaking totes full of cactus slime and, dump in some pectin enzyme and then dump in my yeast and let it rock and roll.
Some amylase?
Well, it's pectin enzyme. It's not amylase. The pectin enzyme breaks
when cactus.
Okay, so you have to have pectin enzyme, and what the pectin enzyme does is break down the pectin. So it turns the cactus have a fuckload of pectin, and for the longest time they'd use like cactus juice because it has so much pectin, it can gel 3 to 4 times its weight in liquid.
Cool.
So you could, yeah, it's great. Like if you want to add like a slightly greenish flavor to whatever jam or jelly or edible you're making, you can just get you some napolitos or like a cactus pad. Squish that out. Use the
Make sure they're not poisonous cactus though.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure that just so like prickly pear, and squish the pad, get the juice out, and you can gel 3 to 4 times the weight. So it comes out as snot. So you add pectin enzyme, which breaks that down to water. But to do a 275-gallon tote, I'm at like 6 pounds of pectin enzyme and a big like power drill with a paint stir on it.
Looks like a big egg beater.
Yeah, it breaks it right down until it's like liquid, and then I let it ferment for a long time because it has a lot of natural sugars in it. It comes out to about 11.5 to 12% alcohol by volume.
Nice.
But the beer is not tasty. It tastes like alcoholic grass. Alcoholic, yeah, but distilled, it tastes like a really good tequila substitute, and it's called mezcal, and that's how mezcal's made.
Yeah, first time I ever tried mezcal was in Mexico. Some guy had it in his little plastic bottle, and here, try this. Made it in his bathtub. I'm like, sure,
Yeah.
why not? Sign up for the
Good
ride,
shit.
might as well. Hell yeah. It was freaking potent.
That's also prior to getting married. That used to be my favorite pickup line. Is here, try this.
Oh, dude.
So
that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to be doing at the festival this summer. Here, try this.
Mine was
just random people. Here, I need test
Yours
dummy.
is the what?
Project.
Just let it happen.
Here, try this.
Yeah.
Yeah, walk up to a stranger and put your finger across your lips and say, "Shh."
What's gonna happen? Yeah. But now here, try this. Used to be like I'd have like the back of my fucking car. So a long time ago, long time ago, when I was in medical school, and I was working a billion hours a fucking week, going to school a billion hours a fucking week. I were like 26 fucking credit hours a goddamn semester, rock and rolling. I'd occasionally have like a weekend off. And so I'd look online on the forums, the home distilling forums, and I came across this like strawberry panty dropper.
I've made that, and I know the forum you're on too now.
Yeah, so it's
Home
basically like, yeah, it's basically it's basically like strawberry syrup and fucking moonshine. It doesn't taste like fucking moonshine or alcohol at all. It's a sweet drink that's like fucking 50% alcohol by volume. You cannot taste the alcohol in it if you do it correctly. And that's why it's called strawberry panty dropper. Because, everybody knows that like when women get inebriated, they do the classic mating call, woo,
I'm inventing a drink right now called Woo.
You do it so much better than I do. But that's the classic female mating call that's been around since caveman days. If you go to a bar, those are the ones that are wooing, are the ones that you want to talk to. But anyway, so the strawberry panty drop, I'd make quarts and quarts and quarts of it and bring it in my fucking car in the fucking trunk. I'd go to these freaking parties like bonfire, shit like that, and like here, try this. They have a quart of it. Well, after they drink a fucking quart of it, they're fucking drunk, right? Because they're passing it around to their friends and everything. They're probably about 2 bottles of wine in, like drunk, right? And it used to work so well. I was like, hey, do you want some more? Okay, well, I guess I could probably give you some more. I think you need to flash me, and I'll give you another shot. Okay, that sounds like a great idea. Now, understand, like, everything was consensual. I never, like, took advantage of somebody that didn't know where the fuck they were at, you know, or were passed
Allegedly.
out drunk or anything. No, dude, I would never do that. I'm a nice person. Now,
I'm a good person.
Yeah,
I
you're
really
I
did.
don't cheat on my wife.
I really did enjoy when they got loosened up enough to remove the top, though. That was quite enjoyable. But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Like, show them to me.
Is to show up at the party with the little combo cups, little portion cups with Rice Krispie treats in it with a number written on it. I'm like, here's the milligram that's in it. Watch out, be careful.
How did you make your Rice Krispie treats?
Like Rice Krispie treats, except using a tincture in there for the THC, and then weighing out the whole thing, and then figuring out to what I put in there, and then divide it or multiply it by whatever the piece was to actually get the potency out of each one. Just because I am all about letting you know what's actually in it. I test all my stuff when I make it before I make it. And it's like, here, this is what you're signing up for. One of those things. Shut up. My lady was that's not true.
The only time I ever drugged anybody against their will was my wife.
Oh my God.
So I had to.
Here, eat this.
Yeah, well, we were hosting on the old ranch that we used to run a 3-day event. Okay, there was a big hunting event, and it was like it's a world-renowned hunting event. We have Saudi princes come in, fucking senators, all sorts of people, and I closed the fucking event down at 2 a.m. I had to be up at 5:30 a.m. to start fucking breakfast. I get back to the house, and my wife's been rubbing shoulders with everybody and having a great fucking time and drinking and stuff. I've been working the fucking grill, working the bar, working everything else. I'm fucking tired. I've had zero to fucking drink. I just want to go home, crash out for my hour and a half, 2 hours, get up, shower, shave, and go back to work, right? And my wife is singing Mexican fucking love songs in the front room at like 100% volume. Corazon! And just going off on this fucking shit. And I'm like, and as soon as she went in to go sing, and I flicked a fucking Ambien straight down her fucking throat. Just like perfect. Like, choom. And she's like,
with a slingshot.
What was that? I was like, you have 30 minutes. And so she's like, fine. And so she just keeps singing. But it was like about 20 minutes in, it was like somebody took the battery, like put low batteries in, slowed down, then passed out on the sofa. I was like, thank God. Like, I need a few minutes of freaking sleep. That's the only time I've ever drugged anybody outside of medicine against their will. Now, in medical field, I have drugged fucking thousands and thousands of people against their will. Yeah, like, you're being crazy? Ketamine, fuck you. But, or like, oh, you see a purple dinosaur over there and you've done a shitload of methamphetamine. How about we have some, Benadryl, Haldol, and Ativan and call it the dark. Good night, sir.
Doing them a favor. They haven't slept in 3 weeks anyway.
Right? They'll wake up in about 12 hours and be good to go. They'll sign themselves out. They'll be fine.
I'm sure you run into all kinds of crazy people.
Yeah, that's a whole fucking podcast on its own. We've done podcasts like that before.
Yeah,
we did a old druggy type podcast called Dick Hands and Fentanyl, where we talked about like drugs and fentanyl and all sorts of crazy stupid shit. And only do drugs that you get from a trusted source.
Still test them anyways.
Still test them anyways. Like, I know the stuff I'm making doesn't have fucking anything stupid in it. As far as what is your favorite method to consume psilocybin?
I usually just like to eat the fruits. I'm kind of a museum dose for the most part. I actually kind of prefer capsules just because they're easier to take and a little bit easier on the stomach because it's already broken up.
Yeah.
And then, every once in a while, remembrance of the old times, I'll eat a mushroom.
Now, are you doing big doses or little doses? Like, what are you doing?
Usually right around 1 gram, and then some. I'll microdose with 100 to 150.
That's what I fucking love. I look at psilocybin as a situational enhancement.
Totally.
Right? Yeah. So I'm a big proponent of moderate doses. I don't understand these fucking kids out there wanting to meet God every time they fucking, take a mushroom. I want to just like Disney on Ice on 1.5 grams is a goddamn miracle, right? Like I want to do some. I want to do some so that everything is bright and pretty and happy and sunshine and happiness, but I'm still know where I'm at and I can talk and converse with everybody. I don't want to do enough that I don't know where the fuck I'm at and I'm couch locked. I don't like that shit.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. Just because I don't need to dissolve my ego,
Exactly.
I'm
a big fan of my personal ego. Yeah, I'm a big fan of my personal ego. Exactly.
It's built over time and experience.
Exactly.
I deserve my ego.
I've made enough.
I feel like you guys are
go ahead.
sideways, like fucking judging me here or something. I don't know, man.
No. Our current professional psychonaut
do
is
50 heroic doses of shit in a row over the span of a couple of weeks, and everybody just judges you.
Our personal professional psychonaut is Trimmy, who has done more drugs recently than I've done in my entire life. Like,
people tell me it's a midlife crisis or something. That's the going theory.
I think that you've had a lot of crazy shit happen recently.
Oh,
and,
fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I think that you're just trying to make sense of it. That's personally. But also,
and what has the lizard people and your belly button told you about everything?
Right.
Oh,
Easy.
we're married now, okay?
You watch how you talk about my lady.
Yeah,
don't worry.
You're talking to Trimmy here, who is
you're talking
doing
so last week, Deadpool. I've moved on to way bigger and better things now.
Yeah, he's doing the Harbalas and tryptamines and fucking mixing that shit with all DMT and fucking rocking and rolling.
I'm adding LSD into the mix lately too.
Dude, we love you. We don't want you to end up a drooling fucking mess somewhere, buddy.
I'm sorry.
I want some fucking videos and pictures.
I've heard good things about LSD and then taking DMT at the height of it. So there's also that experiment got to come up too.
Oof.
I don't that's dangerous. I don't mean dangerous safety wise. I mean if you're that fucked up on LSD and you're at the peak, what in your head is telling you, between getting Mickey Mouse out of the way and fucking telling Odie to shut the fuck up, to grab some DMT and mesh that shit out and not burn yourself or something. It sounds.
My biggest worry is that disassociation is not knowing what real and what isn't and accidentally hurting yourself. That's my biggest worry.
That sounds like a good, legitimate concern.
It does. Thank you for sharing, Carl.
I haven't said I'm going to do it yet. I'm just saying I'm looking into it.
Because, possibly some homo. I love you, bro.
You
Like,
wait,
my
till I,
life wouldn't.
you wait till I mix
My
the
life
super
wouldn't be my
drug
life.
cap up and give it to you when you get to that festival. Like,
Oh,
take
Jesus
this.
Christ. That's my favorite pickup line. Using it against me, huh? Oh,
Yep.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to come back pregnant. My wife's
And then
gonna
as soon as
still
you
pregnant.
go, I'm gonna say, "Oh, don't take that, man."
Oh wait, you did a whole shot. Oh, my bad.
I hope you're not busy for a month.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Cheech and Chong.
Given my personal past history, with like spending all of my 20s through violence, and then like in the military, and then my life other than that in the military, like in EMS and emergency medicine and everything. I don't ever really want to get fucked up enough that I have to revisit the past. So I don't think it would be very well. You better have a team there. You better have a team there willing to dart me like a goddamn wildebeest.
I'll
dart
you for fun. I'll do it for fun.
I would pay money to get in line for that opportunity. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you better just have like some fucking Ativan and Haldol there. He's like, oh shit, he thinks he's back in fucking Iraq. Boom!
I know a guy.
It's all right. We'll be like, all right, it's all right. It's just a stick. He thinks it's a gun. You're going around shooting everybody with a fucking stick.
Pew, pew, pew,
making the pew sounds. Pew, 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 pew.
Even the birds getting in on it.
Duck and roll, dodge, duck, dive, dodge. Yeah.
Dip, dive, duck, and dodge. Remember that.
In that order.
Oh, it's one of the most important lessons you could ever possibly learn in life from, what is that, dodgeball.
Yeah.
You dodge a wrench.
You can
You can dodge a ball.
hypothetically, Trim, what would you dose him with?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
What type of drugs?
Yeah, hypothetically.
I'm thinking LSD, DMT, mescaline, and maybe a little bit of 2CB for a kicker.
There's no way I'd come back from that. You would fry my brain.
And that's just the
That's a nice cocktail.
I'm just making that up. For FAFOCult listeners, I'm being joking. It's not a real drug. Don't do that, please.
With a cocaine.
They would end up as drooling fucking.
Man, I think your actual body might get transported to another universe if you did that. Holy moly. Probably in a hearse.
In the fourth dimension.
Yeah.
Although I would like to experience 2CB someday, but it's like almost impossible to get, I've heard.
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go.
I see a private message incoming later. Yeah.
So what you're saying is there's
still a chance.
I just don't. I just think that would be very bad.
Well, I don't know if you guys are familiar
to get really
where 2CB
really
came from.
Yeah, clandestine.
The Russian chemist. What the heck was his name? I'm reading his book right now too. Dang it, I feel. He had a girl's name. Oh, I'm drawing a blank.
Leslie?
The name of the book is T-Call and P-Call. Anyway, this guy's a chemist.
Said Russian, not stripper.
Anyway, he's a famous Russian chemist. He wrote 2 books. One was called A Chemical Love Story, and they were T-Call and P-Call. But dude was a fucking experimental chemist, and he experimented on himself and his little group of friends with like 300 different types of psychedelics that he made in his lab.
Oh, yes. I would totally do that. But
and
they call that
and of all of them that
nowadays.
he ever made, 2CB was his favorite. I want to say his name is like Sasha or something like that. It's escaping me right now, but
so it is a stripper name.
I could Google it.
I mean, Sasha's more of a UK Russian.
Well, he was a Russian. He's American, but he's from a Russian family.
It might be Sasha then. Yeah.
So he's Russian, but he identifies as American, is what you're saying.
Right.
Did he do the interview with Hamilton?
I
No, you're talking about the one that had that fucking chick in the woods.
Yeah,
and, they got raided. That's a different one. We're talking about the guy. Yeah,
the guy Hamilton interviewed was the guy that was part of that big LSD lab that was in the missile silo.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, the big fucking cave. That thing's awesome.
Wait, I want a missile silo. What the fuck? What am I missing?
Right?
You never seen that girl.
They had a huge
I want a missile
naked
silo.
Girls and everything running around in there all the time.
Dude, they had our fucking hippie farm, right? They had our cult.
We're missing a cult.
Except it was a fucking missile silo, and it was full of fucking chemists.
Cult is like my dream. Like, you
Right?
can't tell me how many times I've fucking jacked off to the idea of having a missile silo fucking cult. Jesus,
and they had like all kinds of half-naked girls, and they just come out there and like hold their finger and say, "Shh, try this."
Try this.
Yeah, one of them turned out to be a bad guy, and he ruined it for everybody else. He narked on everybody.
That fucking douche. They put him through the meat grinder.
Just take one asshole.
Exactly.
Fuck up the party.
That's why we're a tight community. Only the coolest people listen to us.
Okay, I'm not going to admit that I'm playing video games and I'm flying a helicopter right now.
But
as soon as I theoretically land, I'm going to look up that guy's name. Allegedly.
I'll do your
allegedly.
I'll do your lookup for you, Jimmy. Chemical.
You know, I better land in the actual parking garage since I'm turning off the game. Deadpool would have just crashed into the ground if he was flying, but we won't go there.
Right?
That's
just
correct.
right into somebody.
Oh, shit!
What's the name of that book, anyways?
No!
Chemical Romance, I believe.
It's a 2-book series, TIHKAL and PIHKAL.
Okay.
One's about his life story with him and his wife, and the other's about the actual chemistry involved in making all the drugs.
Okay, now if you could make dopamine cross the blood-brain barrier on command, you would be a billionaire. Like, absolutely ridiculous amount of money. And we're not talking about, like, stimulate the dopamine receptors like fucking meth and burn them out. But, like, where you could ingest or take dopamine in some way. And it would be connected to say, a glucose molecule. So, because glucose is the only thing that can cross the blood-brain barrier by its fucking self. But if you could just hook your dopamine to a glucose molecule, that would be it. That would be it'd be done. It'd be the best drug in the goddamn world. Game over. Because there have been a bunch of experiments where they had drilled holes, like trepanation, trepanning, like where they drill a hole in the head, and where they had dripped a dopamine in with like a pleasure button, where there was a little button that the fucking animal could push, and they will get so obsessed with pushing that button they won't even fucking eat or drink. Dopamine is a pleasure chemical for your brain. It's also a bonding chemical and everything else. It makes you love everybody around you. But like, if it was like, no, it'd be fucking amazing. They're like, I mean, it'd be great. Like, instead of here, drink this, and then try to convince them to take off their panties. You here, drink this, and they think they've been in love with you for 25 years.
All right, and just a continuation, his name was Alexander Sasha Shulgin.
You even got his name right. You said Sasha. So Good job. Fuck yeah. 10 points you.
Which is bad because I've been reading the book and I didn't remember it.
No, you did. Partially.
Yeah, I've been drinking a little bit tonight, so I'm a little bit fuzzy though.
Oh, I'm power drinking. I'm down to one fucking beer left.
I had a bad trip a few days back, so I've been taking a break from all the drugs.
And every fucking major trip I had, I guarantee will be a bad trip.
You had a bad trip, Jimmy.
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah, I want to kind of hear about this. What happened, bud?
Well, I was in the middle of it, and I don't know if I contorted my body funny or what, but I twisted my neck really bad. And in my fucking altered state, I'm thinking, oh, fuck, I'm having a stroke. And I tried to check my own pulse, but my neck felt like fucking pushing into Play-Doh. It was like all soft and squishy. And so I was like, well, fuck. And I was like, well, I'm going to die. And I just laid back and fucking waited to die. It was crazy.
So you thought you were dying for 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Well, an
Yeah.
hour. But yeah. And I had a sore neck for like a week. I just twisted my neck. It was nothing major, but in my altered state, it freaked me the hell out.
I'd be worried that I'd off other
Which,
people.
you know, understandable, right?
Right. You're not really moving, Farrell. You're pretty much fucking chair
I mean,
locked.
that's the Cliff Note version of the.
Yeah.
The actual trip itself
I've
was
been-
quite pleasant up until that point.
Right.
I've been like blackout
Did I lose
fucking
anybody?
drunk before, like super drunk.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Hello.
No, we can hear you.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Shalom,
He's fucking around
motherfucker.
now. He wants to say how many she's going to say.
Yeah. No, I've been like super fucking drunk before, like super drunk before, like blackout fucking drunk before, and I dug like a fucking foxhole in the front yard. So, like, you know, like I know that me and mind altering substances don't work very well.
That's
Like-
why I don't do them.
Yeah. Like I don't mind doing like stuff that, like, you know, like a situational enhancement, moderate doses, stuff like that, and then thinking about stuff that bothered me and then working through it while I'm basically, you know what I mean, conscious. But a trip that's bad enough where I am not in control of myself, well, I do not think it would work out well.
Who is that?
That should have been. That
Who's
should have
here?
been somebody joining. Am I
Am I
here?
back?
There you go.
Yeah.
You're back.
Yeah.
There you are.
That was weird.
Yeah.
I heard you that whole time, Jeremy. I was answering you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
lost. I couldn't hear any of you guys. Weird.
Yeah. So
So I
would
reloaded.
I would suggest not drugging me hardcore at the fucking music festival unless you're willing to be a.
I won't
like,
give you anything that will
witness.
let you remember the past. You'll just find a whole new future.
Future.
He's like, you'll just have
Yeah.
a whole nother life in about 45 minutes.
Honestly, I
That's
think you
fine.
would enjoy DMT. DMT isn't it isn't quite as retrospective as like a high dose mushroom trip is. Mushrooms like make you go inwards to yourself and see how fucked up you are. Where DMT lets you go out into the universe and see somebody else's fucked up stuff. Mostly. I mean, it will a little bit, but not like mushrooms do. Mushrooms are actually, I've had worse trips on mushrooms than I have ever had on DMT.
Interesting.
And we're talking high dose here level. I did a little experiment with high dosing. Finally, after doing them for years and years, I never did a heroic dose until recently. They're tough. You gotta be
Damn.
prepared for that.
So AMPro, you ever done a high, like, you know, a heroic dose or a high dose?
I've done like 2.5 grams when I was younger.
So
but
that's a no. That's a no.
No. yeah, like I said, I'm more of a museum dose
Right.
kind.
No 10 grams mixed with harmaline.
You know what you like.
No, I'll
Jesus.
probably make some capsules with 300 milligrams of psilocybin and 120, 150 milligrams of harmaline.
Nice. Oh, you have used
Early-
harmaline before. Awesome.
I've made that extraction.
It's good stuff, huh?
Yeah.
I like it.
So earlier we heard a female in the background talking shit to you.
Yeah, that's my lady.
Ah, congratulations. Do you have any
Yeah.
offspring?
Yeah, fur baby.
Fantastic. What kind of dog? Everybody loves dogs.
She
It's
likes
a horse
cats, so
mixed with a cat.
I know how you like cats.
Cats.
Say it's
Cats are the
fleshlight.
devil's fucking fleshlight. Cats.
Well, this one is a hybrid feral. It's a horse and a cat mixed together.
It's a hat.
Hat. Yes. It's a fucking hat. Oh my god.
Better than a corpse.
That thing would probably end the world. Yes, no.
No, she was talking shit to me because we were talking about dosing people, and I'm like, I wrote the milligrams down on. She's just like, you just gave it to me and said, here, eat this. Next thing she knows, she was just like losing her drinks everywhere for the
Hold my
Halloween
beer.
party. She never got into the mushrooms I gave her. She was just like, having too much fun.
Somebody sent me a care package
It's a
recently.
love
And inside
story.
this care package is a little baggie of gummy bears. And I was not supposed to receive gummy bears or gummies of any type. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck are these? You know, like, do I dare eat one?
I would have ate them all.
I emailed him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, those are just gummy bears at rate. You're welcome."
What are they?
Well,
They're
did
just
they
regular
come-
like Haribo gummy bears.
Really?
Oh,
That
Jesus
was-
Christ!
That was a mind
If
trip.
they're the sugar-free ones, don't eat them. Jesus.
Yeah.
If they're the
Could you
sugar-
imagine that though? I mean, you're like eating a regular gummy bear, waiting like, what? How many should I eat? I'll try one. It was just a regular freaking gummy bear. Placebo, you're all fucked
I was
up.
gonna say that'll be a placebo as a motherfucker. You'll be like starting to feel better, and turns out you'll be asking, "What was that?" It was great. It's like,
Those were awesome.
dude, they were fucking regular fucking wild cherry gummy bears.
Did you ever see what happens when people eat the sugar-free Haribo gummy bears and they like shit them fucking selves in spectacular fashion?
Wasn't there a potato
Because-
chip that did that to people recently or a while back?
Yeah.
With canola
Yeah.
oil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit
the
through his full door
Haribo
in 20
gummy-
faces and never hit a wire.
the Haribo gummy bears are super famous for it because it turns out the sweetener that they used is actually a laxative. And so people would eat like 25, like there's a ton of videos on YouTube of people eating like 25 gummy bears and they're like, I'm going to eat 25 gummy bears. I'm going to sit here and stare at the camera until like see how long I can last. And it's like, 4 or 5 minutes and they're like, oh God, it hurts. Oh Jesus. Yeah. They discontinued those, which I thought was stupid because it was glorious. It made great TV.
Didn't they have an
it's
issue with those potato chips using oleic acid as the oil, and a lot of people
Yeah.
shit themselves because of it?
Yeah, with the canola oil.
I thought it was great. Like, I mean, if you read the reviews and it says, "Hey, I had no idea I was shitting, and I was just walking, and I didn't realize that my sphincter had opened to the size of a goddamn cantaloupe on its own, and everything was just pouring the fuck out of me." Right? Like,
Or isn't that called gaping?
Some people pay for that experience. Come here.
right? That's what I'm going to say. I was like, hey, you got a free fucking ride.
Have you guys noticed, like, not all, but a lot of things are like, quote, air quotes in my hair, imagine those, healthy shit has some of the most fucked up side effects. I mean, why? Look at this diet soda. Never mind that you're eating 15 pounds of cheese and a cheesecake. This diet soda might cause cancer, but go ahead and drink that.
Let me talk about that a little bit. I know a little bit about this because of what I do for like a living and also the farming side of it. Is that America has the loosest standards when it comes to food safety of anywhere in the world. A lot of our additives that we add to food are illegal in many, many other countries. Like aspartame, for example, causes cancer. It's very well known to cause cancer, but they still use it in like Coke, like Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, and a lot of diet drinks. And it is that super sweet, sickly sweet flavor you get that has a little bit of the bitterness on the backside.
Yeah, it's fucking
And
horrible.
They
Aspartame?
did that on purpose. Yeah, aspartame. So they did that on fucking purpose so that you would take another fucking drink to get rid of the bitter flavor. That's literally why they chose that one over other ones. Is because, well, I mean, if it has a little bitter flavor on the back, they're going to want to wash that away so they're taking another drink. That's how it works. That's why they chose it. And there's a whole bunch of different additives that we use as Americans, and that are FDA, approved, that are quite toxic. It sucks. I've noticed just since moving to the farm and making rocking and rolling on my farm and eating just stuff I make on my farm, I lost 36 pounds in a fucking week and a half, man. Just from eating stuff from the farm. Just like once we got all of our salads up and running and all of our greens up and running, and we just started eating stuff from the farm versus going to the store and buying pre-processed food or eating out even. That once we switched to our own sausages, our own meat, our own everything, and rock and roll that way, that I feel better. Like I'm able to get up and go out there and work for 8 hours a day, cut and brush and doing everything else, and not feel tired and not have my joints hurt and everything burn. Like I had really bad plantar fasciitis, where it felt like I was walking on nails, and it's helped a lot. Just removing the amount of preservatives in the food has helped a lot.
Nice.
The things they put in the food to make it last longer in the stores is what's killing you.
Yeah, make you last less.
It's not good for you, and your liver has to process it. Everything you fucking eat, your liver, your kidneys, those are processing stuff before it gets to your system. So if you eat something and it has a whole shitload of fucking chemicals inside of it, like Wonder Bread. You know why Wonder Bread tastes like soap by its fucking self? It's not good for you. No.
Take it back. Take it back. They don't sell Wonder Bread here. Can't get it.
What?
Damn it.
Canada? It doesn't. Yeah, I figured.
I'm in southern Canada, sir.
Yeah, well, it's same fucking shit. But it doesn't. Wonder Bread's super bad for you. Any store stuff like that is super bad for you. If you want a bread recipe, I'll be happy to talk to people about it. To make your own bread is so much cheaper than buying bread, and so much better than.
You can even start a wild yeast starter, and depends on how you treat it. If you want sourdough or just like regular French bread.
When it comes to wild yeast, the easiest way I've found it is cherry fucking tomatoes. So, especially those Sun Gold or the yellow cherry tomatoes, they seem to have a shitload of fucking yeast on them. So I'll take a couple of those once they're overripe and they start getting a little bit fucking wrinkly. I'll take those bitches, drop them in a little bit of fucking sugar water. It's like, maybe 10% sugar fucking water. And once it starts foaming, I'll take a plastic glove, like latex glove or nitrile or whatever the fuck. Put it over the top of a jar. Once that glove inflates, I know I've got a good yeast culture. And I'll use that to make bread. And I'll smell one. Does it smell fruity? Does it smell sour? How does it smell? If it smells fruity, you've got a good one to make regular everyday bread you will eat. If it smells sour, you've got something that is a bacterial strain that is releasing who knows what fucking gas, not carbon dioxide. But pretty fucking easy to separate it out.
Excellent. Sourdough.
Yeah, I would just use rye flour and some water. Kind of mix it 120% water and 100% flour. Make it liquid. Kind of feed it a couple days.
Yeah, I don't. You live with Sarah. I don't want to pop your bubble at all, but you live with a woman.
Yeah.
So what yeast do you think you're capturing?
I'm not judging. She's tasty.
But that's literally the yeast that you're capturing. If you just open it on the bowl on your counter, you're capturing your most yeasty thing you have is your garbage disposal and your wife.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the wild yeast you're capturing, unless you put it outside.
True. I haven't done it inside yet. I was always at the restaurant.
Yeah. Well, at the restaurant, you've got fruit coming in and out. You've got vegetables coming in and out. Yeah. So I tell people at all the easiest things to ferment just on their own is anything with like the gray film on the outside. So you've got like your cucumbers, anything like that has that like little bit like it looks kind of like cloudy grayish. That is all just your lactobacillus culture on the outside of it. So it was one of the easiest things to ferment. I love fermentation. Any type of fermentation is great. And my love for fermentation is what got me into doing mushrooms.
Interesting.
Makes complete sense.
What started you in mushrooms, AMPro? Like you were just like sitting there one day and you're like, yeah, fuck it. Let's do some mushrooms and get fucked up.
Pretty much. It was out of my life for a little bit, and then all of a sudden somebody came with some, and I'm just like, I can do this. I can start growing. And
how long have you been doing it
for? Almost 6 years now.
Okay.
Okay.
So
6 years.
you've had the information on the net to be able to watch.
Yeah. I found all my information, studied. Like I said, I didn't even start with the PF Tech, went straight to tubs. Started with a FFU flow hood kind of thing, and never used a still air box, and just kind of went crazy with it.
Yeah. What is your current favorite strain you're growing? Do you have one that you like stand by, you grow constantly, or?
I kind of switch it up all the time. It's it's kind of like picking your favorite kid. I kind of like Shaman's Gift or the Brazil. Brazil was one of the first ones I started with. It was Brazil, Dakak Beach, and Chile.
Okay.
They're not normal.
And are those all like kind of normal looking ones?
Yeah, they're all ABCs of the brown cube.
Okay.
It's they kind of have different effects. For like Chile, always like kind of put people on a couch. Brazil was more colorful, and then Dakak Beach was just kind of like average for the most part. I think that was like a strain from the Philippines, I want to say, if I remember correctly.
So we've been stressing that this whole time is that each strain has its own like effects on people.
Yeah, entourage effect.
Yeah, that just depending on the amount of psilocybin and other like tryptamines and everything else, that it does a really good job of like each strain is slightly different. And even when it comes to each individual that has their own strains, that like, my ODP might be completely different than your fucking ODP. But that like you kind of have to be your kind of own pharmacist, street pharmacist or something like that. You have to be like, okay, well, what do you want out of this? And a really good somebody that is producing their own edibles or producing their own like mushrooms for local distribution to their friends and family, not to the fucking greater goddamn world, but like somebody that's making some stuff to share. They have to kind of know the product, and then from there ask them, what are they trying to achieve? Are you trying just, is everything you want to be really colorful and you're going to go see a fucking movie? Or do you want to, get like really fucked up and think about the past, So you have to kind of know what everything does. Is this one highly visual? Is this one introspective? Is this one a body high? Is this one something else? So.
Yeah, it's I've worked with some trip sitters, or what you want to call them, spiritual healers, and I'll give them stuff, and sometimes I'll make a blend. Depends on who it's for, what they're trying to get out of it, for either microdoses or macros. So, and then sometimes it's just your typical golden teacher or something like that, where it's nice and mellow. Depends on if it's their first time or what they're trying to do.
And for the listeners out there, if there's something that they've been kind of like, they found us, but they're real hesitant to try mushrooms. What do you suggest they start with as a starter kind of mushroom, and then for a starter dose?
I would say Golden Teachers is an all-around good one for the most part. And then you can start out as low as like 250, where it just kind of starts feeling it, so they get more comfortable with it, and then up it if they want to. But most of the people I've given to, where I'm just like, start with a half a gram, and then you can always take more. You can't take less. Just know everything's going to be all right.
You can't jump off the ride once you started.
Exactly. You bought the ticket.
Is there anything in particular you would like to tell our listeners and tell the world, because we are listened to around globally, about your particular methods for making edibles? Is there anything you'd like to add and tell everybody?
Basically trying to do it to help people and share the knowledge, and teach everyone else how to make their own medicine versus having to go to a store and try to buy it and never knowing what's actually in there.
Yeah. Is there any particular way that you suggest that they take their stuff? Are you suggesting that they use it as a medicine for self-exploration, or are you suggesting that they use it?
How long have I been fucking muted? I've been sitting here talking and no one's answering me, and I just realized my fucking computer's muted.
Well, mine acted up too, man.
Yeah, is Nutty Mike?
I'm sitting here.
Muted too?
I figured you guys were all off playing fucking games and jacking off to anime.
I turned that off weeks ago, man. Weeks ago.
It's fucking tentacle porn, okay? Gotta respect.
Jesus Christ. We'll ask some fucking questions, Deadpool.
It's not anime, it's hentai. Thank you.
Hentai just to me is like tentacle porn.
Yes, and? What did you want to say, Mr. McJudgy Pants?
Now, does sucker size have anything to do with it?
What about suckers?
No, with your octopus porn, does sucker size have anything to do with the fascination, or is
it's
it
like
all
areolas? It's you just want to see them. It doesn't matter. They're there unless they're.
Doesn't matter what they look like. I want to see
abnormally large. Yeah, and you're like, look at the suckers on an octopus, dude. That thing is a fucking.
Well, I mean, you can basically see a whole fucking breast, but until you see the areola, it doesn't really count, right?
Yeah,
that's why in New York, our strip clubs, they put little X's on their fucking nipples. They'll be
fucking pasties.
Then they got the pasties on. They just cross off just a little X so that they look. I'm not naked. I got duct tape on my nips. Boom.
I'm not naked. I got shoes on.
It's, right? It's yeah. Shoes, high heels. My lifts.
I'm wearing a hat.
What are those the sorting hat from fucking Harry Potter?
Yeah, what about
you gotta get a lap dance to figure out what house you're in. Still costs $40.
I like where you're going with this. It's the Harry Potter School of Magical Sluts.
Exactly. You know exactly. After she's done, you know exactly what you have to hit on. Hey, you have to hit on an Aries. When she's done.
Yeah. You're going to Slytherin. That's all anal.
It costs extra. Well, I mean, it's just Catholic girls, right? At that point. Well, I mean, like Simon and Garfunkel, and like And also that crew that does all the Simon and Garfunkel parodies, they were the ones who talked about, like, the hole that God forgot. It's anal.
Oh, he didn't forget. It's called the fucking.
That sounds like a sermon.
The same reason why the rich people.
Fuck me in the ass because I love Jesus.
I've seen that song. I saw that video.
Right? I can't do any more because fucking YouTube loves fucking demonetizing us for music.
YouTube looks for every possible reason they can get to demonetize anybody because then they get to keep all the ad revenue.
Well, we don't even run ads. They just
they put them in there.
They just remove the goddamn video if it has more than like what 6 or 7 seconds.
Yeah,
any sort of any other music in there.
Dude, the worst part now is I was trying to watch some music videos on YouTube now, and you gotta sit through a 30-second fucking commercial to watch a music video. Before they used to be like 4 or 5 seconds and skip. Over the last fucking week, dude, you're getting like 15, 30-second videos that you can't skip.
Now there's like 2 videos. Yeah. There's one you can't fucking skip, and then the second one you can skip 5 seconds.
Or they got the one in the beginning where it looks like you're gonna be able to skip it, and then when it gets to that 1 second, you're waiting for it to do it, and then it won't let you press it, and then it starts the next commercial. The fucking tease. They're stealing my time.
I've always had the no ad YouTube for years.
Oh, have you?
I watch YouTube so much, I figure it's worth it.
How much is that?
I think
$10.
$10 a month.
Yeah, it's like $10 a month.
For me, it'd almost be worth it, to be honest.
I mean, I literally don't watch anything but YouTube 99% of the time. So
I watch quite a bit of YouTube, but all the stuff I watch is like learning how to do stuff, or like I don't watch or movie recaps so that I don't have to go to like watch the stupid fucking movie my wife had at fucking Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do something else because I don't want to watch this stupid obscure fucking movie from France or whatever.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, no, it's great. So any of you three fuckers, we got Deadpool, Michael Nutty, and fucking Trim, who have done very little to fucking talk. You got questions for AMPro?
Very little.
I've asked A, I was talking, and B, Michael Nutty said like 2 words this entire fucking show.
I've been talking all the show. I even shared my last trip reports and a bunch of stuff.
Yes, Trimmy's been talking. You're just the mouth. You don't stop talking. Normally, I'm
fucking done talking, yo.
Normally I'm doing it, but I was putting text.
You asked some questions.
I was doing work. I was putting text in the server, answering questions.
Hey, I posted a couple of memes in the server while we were talking too.
Did you? I didn't see them. I was too busy watching porn.
It happens. It happens.
Oh, is that why you were on mute?
Michael Nutty's been making.
Right? Didn't want to hear the slapping.
Yeah. The fluffing sounds.
Yeah, it's the sound of fluffing.
Fluffing sounds by Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's like it's a new Christmas album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Questions for AMPro. Yeah, I got 2 CB questions, but we can't talk about that on here.
Why?
Oh, never mind. Nah, I get it. Yeah, we can't talk about that on here. Fuck. Well, let's see. We've already talked about you do like me. You do hybrid. You do
harm reduction,
and then you do.
Oh, do you reverts?
Revert. What's that?
Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
Jesus Christ.
I almost think before you guys came back on, because I started listening to the show probably back in, I want to say November, and I drive over the road for my job, so I powered through all of them. I actually stopped a few minutes, maybe half hour into your Grow Like a Novice, and I just stopped. I'm like, no, I can't do it. I got through all the episodes, and then turn around, listen to some of the back episodes, and I actually turned around and actually went through and listened to that one too, because I was just like, they're not going to be on for a little while. So,
Grow Like a Novice. That's when we were acting like idiots. Oh yeah, that's all.
No, that was the great FAFO walkthrough. That was the great FAFO walkthrough. Where I was like, hello, and I was like, stupid and shit, and you fucking and like. Deadpool's like, Jesus fucking Christ, I fucking
hello.
And then,
I hear you, Deadpool.
There he is, motherfuckers. I think my internet's going.
Like, and then the only person that was like hung in there was fucking Trimmy, who was like, no, you fucking retard. This is how you do it. Don't put your dick in it.
Wait. Are you talking about when he was doing that stupid ass hillbilly shit?
Yep. That's the one.
Yeah. I don't know what I was doing, but I wasn't sitting at my desk.
I heard a weird sound. Yeah. Am I still here?
That was...
Yep.
No, okay. That was Deadpool disconnecting.
Damn.
Yeah, he got fucking booted. I don't know why. Like, he said his internet was...
I can hear you.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, we can hear you.
I know, and it says that I'm connecting. My whole system is crashing right now. I don't know.
My computer completely reset itself 3 times today. Without warning. It's just weird stuff going on, man.
Well, it's showing you as offline, but it's showing you as being recorded. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Even though you're paranoid, doesn't mean they're not out to get you.
Yeah, I'm a ghost, man. I'm a ghost.
My tortoise is just sitting here right next to me eating.
Plotting.
Yeah,
planning.
My bird is sitting in my hand, chewing on my fingers.
Yeah, well, not quite.
How long do you think it would take till your bird ate your corpse?
She would start probably before I stopped my last breath, most likely.
He's still twitching. Yeah, he's still twitching. He's twitching, and she's like, chunks. Yeah, gotta get what's fresh. Oh, fucking cats. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, cats will do a number.
According to my daughter, they only eat the people they love. According to my daughter.
Oh, God. I think I've told the fucking story of like having like the cats eat the lady and then fucking showing up and
yeah, we've heard
she's
it.
Still alive.
The little fucking her, they eat her breasts off and everything, and yeah, it was fucking terrible. It was bad. Lady fell down. So shortened story. Lady fell down, broke her fucking hip. She had taken her life alert off and put it on top of the fucking counter, so she didn't have access to it because, fucking whatever. She was taking a bath or whatever. So she fell down basically fucking naked after getting out of the bathtub. Slipped, fell down, broke her fucking hip. And then pulled herself around her, little single-wide trailer. And until somebody at her church group noticed that she hadn't showed up. Now this lady was like the neighborhood cat lady, so she had 30 or so cats. She'd take in all sorts of strays and shit like that. Well, we show up there and notice that we knock on the door, all the lights are off. Knock on the door, nothing. Knock on the door, nothing. Start shining lights through the fucking window. And notice all these bloody fucking cat prints and smears on the fucking window. Like a fucking horror movie. Kick the fucking door in. Go inside. You can see, excuse me, hold on. You can see where this lady had drug herself into the fucking bedroom, bathroom, all through the fucking house, into the kitchen. And it had been about a week or so she hadn't fed the fucking cats in like who knows how long, a week, 5 days, whatever. Well, the cats, they like to eat like fatty and meaty tissue first. They go for the asses and fucking breasts of women and the cheeks of men. So we get there and they have chewed her fucking ass off, and they could see where she'd like rolled over to try to keep him from eating her fucking ass because they started chewing on her breast, and so she rolled and rolled. It looked like really bad. You kind of see the story just based on the patterns of movement and the fucking blood. We find this lady like dead, like right next to the fucking sink. And we arrived there, and the fucking cats are like, wow, just like cleaning themselves and shit. And it's like scary as fuck. And then we're like, yeah, no, she's dead. And then we sit there and everybody's shining their flashlights on her, and she blows a fucking blood bubble. But holy fuck, she's alive. So we pick her up, get her going, interosseous IV. So it's an IV that you drill into the bone. So instead of using like, an IV, you drill it into the bone. Pump her full of fucking drugs, get her to the fucking hospital, and she dies like a fucking week later in ICU. They'd eaten most of her fucking ass off and eaten both of her fucking tits off in one cheek. And like gone, like literally licked the fucking breastbone like clean, like eating it off. Like, Fluffy, no. And you just imagine being like this little old lady who loves her fucking cats, right? Like, and spends all of her fucking retirement money on buying them the nicest fucking canned food and everything. You're like, I love Fluffy. Fluffy loves me. Oh, it's great. It's fantastic. And Fluffy, oh, yeah, she's a great cat. I'm going to give her some catnip. And then Fluffy, like, you fall down, you stub your goddamn toe or you break your fucking hip. And Fluffy's like, I'm going to eat your tits. And
the time is come.
Fucking, yeah.
4:30, dinner served.
Yeah.
It was like,
we're on a time crunch.
It was like, originally it was me and, 3 fucking people with like, double D-cell fucking flashlights. So it was me, my fucking partner, and 2 fucking cops. So like all the flashlights are going every which direction, long shadows everywhere in this old like 1970s fucking single wide trailer. And it was just terrifying. Like the whole thing was like something out of a bad Stephen King's fucking nightmare dream. And it smelled like copper and cat shit. Like, I mean, it smelled like blood, copper, and cat shit. Yes, and the cats were friendly. They're like rubbing up against your fucking leg and shit. Like, pet me. And you're like, oh, you ain't grandma. Fuck you. Yeah.
The crazy thing to think about, though, is there's a lot of cat ladies out there. So I wonder how often that happens.
Surprisingly often. Often.
So we have a lot of human sacrifices for the cat gods again. Son of a bitch.
That was my first experience with it. And I've seen multiples after that. So surprisingly, and I'm just in one little bitty fucking corner. So surprisingly often, if you fucking die or break your goddamn hip and you have fucking cats, multiple cats, they're going to eat you. They will fucking eat you. I swear to God, you could break your fucking wrist and the cat's like starts sizing you up. Can I take that motherfucker?
Oh, yeah, awfully hungry.
Well, you just lay down and they start sizing you up.
Cats.
Yeah. You lay down, the cat comes and sits on your fucking chest and is like judging your breathing. Can I just like clamp onto
starts licking your nose to like, how can I eat this?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like cats are the devil's fucking fleshlights.
Crazy. But like the best pet would be like a fish because they can't fuck with you. They're not going to evolve quick enough to come eat your face.
I keep I mean we have dogs, but as far as aquatic pets, I keep those little Freshwater shrimp called neocardina is the scientific name for them. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of different colors of them bastards. I think it's really cool. Takes a lot of like skill to keep them alive.
Oh, the shrimp?
Yeah, but they're little. They're like, an inch long. But they're all sorts of different colors. All sorts of different colors, from speckled to red to blues to yellows to golds to, all sorts of different. They call it galaxy fishbone, which is all sorts of different kinds of speckles and different colors and rainbows. And there's even a guy who's now making purple ones. So it's really, really neat. It requires a little bit of like thought to keep them alive and a little bit of skill, but it's a lot of fun.
What's the weirdest pet you ever had then?
Goddamn. Like, are we talking like weirdest native to North America or weirdest native to weirdest native North American pest I ever had? I was maybe 15 and I was running a paper route on my bicycle and I came across a porcupine who'd gotten hit on the road. And next to it was a whole bunch of little tiny baby porcupines. Little, like, we're talking, their spikes weren't even fucking hard yet. Like, little tiny. Like, they could have fit in a quarter cup measure. Like, little tiny babies. And so I took a couple of them home, only one of them lived. Because I didn't know how you had to feed them. You have to feed them on their back. Right? Like, I tried like feeding kitten replacement formula and all sorts of different stuff. And but I didn't know that you had to they had to be laying on their back to eat, just like a rabbit. And so anyway, one of them fucking lived. And I had that little bastard forever. Eventually it got big enough that it left our yard and just climbed up the power pole and basically just, went and ate neighbors' trees and shit. But I could always make this little clicky whistle noise, and he'd always come back. But it was a great pet. It was a great pet. Great pet. Super friendly. They can control their spines. They can lay them down when you pet them, and they're not like they won't stab you if you pet from the head towards the butt. They won't stab you at all. But that they lose their spines regularly, and so I would take the lost spines and put them in my little blowgun and shoot robins and fucking all sorts of birds and shit with them. Yeah, it was a great pet. Great pet. Probably compared to a cat, at least a 7 out of 10. Because it was super easy to feed. Vegetable scraps. They're vegetarians. So in America, that was American pet, like native to America. That was the best, exotic pet I had. Not native to America would be a wallaroo, they're like miniature kangaroos, like wallaroos. Yeah. They only get a couple feet tall. I bought one online and I picked it up in Houston at the port, and it was great, man. I carried around my hoodie and fed it with a bottle, and it was great. It was good times.
When I was growing up, we had a raccoon as a pet for a few years.
Raccoons are smart.
Yeah,
I've never had a raccoon, but raccoons
got
are very
into
smart.
Fucking everything. My mom was just like, nope, this is enough.
Never had a raccoon. Would have loved to have a raccoon, but I'd still love to have a raccoon these days because I'd love to see my wife react to it. Just tearing shit up. Like, why you blame him? His name's Stan. Don't fuck with Stan. But
you'll have to lock the fridge.
Yeah. But I'd also like to see my wife deal with it. But okay. I love harassing my wife. My wife is great. She's got the patience of fucking Job. when it comes to my crazy shit. But I love like exposing her to new shit that could potentially go wrong, right? And seeing how she reacts to it, just like any guy does as a wife, you know.
Gotta stir the pot every once in a while.
Exactly. Yeah, you gotta stir the pot. Looks like Deadpool's off for a while. His internet went down.
Yeah. Trim and Michael Nutty. Oh,
I'm still here.
Yeah.
I was like, no, everybody else is here except for Deadpool.
Yeah,
they're just letting us talk.
Computer is acting up. What a day.
Guys, do you have any other questions for our guest here so we can let him go? Because we've had him on for like 2.5 fucking hours now.
No, it's been great. I learned a lot tonight. I've never done it or gummies or any extractions yet, so it's gonna be nice.
Is AMPro, is there anything in particular that you would like to share with everybody that might be easy for them to start out with?
As in what, extracts or? Yeah,
just do an extract.
Yeah, it's just do your typical tea extract. It's the easiest. Add a little bit of lemon juice or lime juice into it to change the psilocybin to psilocin, and it'll come on about 15, 25 minutes.
Well, if that's the case, I guess I have done extracts. I've made tea lots of times. I never really thought of that as an extract, I guess.
Yeah. Now, is that something that they could concentrate somehow?
Yep. You just reduce it down, just a low simmer. Reduce it down to.
Is there a particular type of pot they can use, or they just use like a stainless steel pot? Or they have to use like Pyrex or something?
Stainless steel or Pyrex glass. You can do it in an oven, low heat.
Which way is the most effective?
Let's see, if you use Pyrex in the oven, you actually increase the surface area so it evaporates faster.
Okay. And what temperature do you usually set your oven at?
Just at the low point because it's just over boiling.
Well, my oven does like 170 degrees.
Oh.
So
right around 200.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
Anybody have any other questions for our guest who's been super patient with our craziness this time?
I think we're the only ones here.
Well, yeah. I'm talking to you two.
No, I already answered you. So. You asked me earlier.
Michael Nutty, you got any questions, damn it?
I asked my question earlier, and you guys covered the wide range of topics that I could even think of asking. So
Beautiful.
I think you pretty much snipped it.
I'm waiting.
Outstanding. Well, guys,
we got to go. I got a question. It's going to be great.
Well, generally at the end of these podcasts, we try to say something positive, and we go around the room, and everybody says something. They give some sort of positive message to our listeners. It can be anything you want, but it doesn't have to be psilocybin related. Because Deadpool is gone, we're not going to start with Deadpool. We're going to start with Michael Nutty.
So I read somewhere from a very wise man or woman, not sure, could have been a toaster. If you force yourself to smile, you'll eventually convince your brain you're happy.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nope, that actually works.
You need drugs for that. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, you can force yourself.
No, it actually works. Yeah. No, there's entire fucking books, like self-help books, like fake it till you make it kind of shit. Yeah. Yeah. So it actually works. Jimmy, what do you got?
Positive. Don't club baby seals, please.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of positive. But what happens if you need like a really soft cock sleeve or something onto that baby seal?
That seal is more important. We're all equal in this world.
Or some lamp oil.
Yeah, I mean, baby seals, they're hiding a lot of uses inside their little chubby bodies.
I've heard they taste pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay,
like,
I'll let you go after the baby seals, but you got to bare knuckle it. Okay, no using tools.
Okay. Well, Mike Tyson is
fine with me. I'll choke out a baby seal.
Make it fair.
Fucking kidding me?
Well, hopefully his mom ain't there.
What are they gonna do? Yeah, I mean, the moms leave for like days at a time to go fucking hunt.
So they got some serious teeth too.
No, not the babies. They're not gonna have like giant teeth to fucking chew on the nip with. Just like human babies, they don't get their goddamn teeth until after they're done chewing on the nip.
Good point.
Yeah.
What
do you got, AMPro? What do you got for us?
Even when somebody's angry, be kind to them anyways. You never know what kind of day they're having. And we don't know how much time we have left. So always be kind.
Oh, man, you're like all professional and shit. That's fantastic. Do you have any sort of like website or Facebook group or anything like that you'd want people to join?
No, I'm just old school. Just under the radar.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Eventually I'll start. But, I'm at that age when everything was illegal at one point in time. I think we're all about the same age.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, if it comes from me, just be nice to your neighbor. Keep positive relationships with those around you, so that you're not the person that they turn in. Other than that, guys, we appreciate our listeners. We love you very much. And if you would like to get a hold of us, you can do so through our email. It's going to be FAFOCult@gmail.com. We appreciate any sort of love mail, hate mail, positive stuff, negative stuff. Doesn't matter. We still love to read it. If you would like to go ahead and donate to our Patreon, I guess we don't have a Patreon yet. But if you'd like to go ahead and donate and keep this son of a bitch going, you can do it through our Cash App. That's going to be $FAFOCult. Or you can do it through our Venmo. It's going to be at FAFOCult. If you'd like to go ahead and go to our Etsy, you can do so. It's going to be FAFOCult.etsy.com. And our Discord link will be in the show notes below. We appreciate our listeners. We love you very much. And we thank you for listening, guys. This has been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.